Thank you for tuning in to another video by yours truly, Toby, the so-called artist. Hello. I have been gone for a little minute, but that is to be expected with classes and such. But I am here with a fun little video of something that I just wanted to try out and get it off my chest, okay? Sometimes I feel like people police artists online so much if they do like fan art or if they draw things that reference a video game if they haven't played it. People get so uppity about, oh, you're a fake fan or you haven't played this game so you can't do this and that. And I think I talked about it a little bit with my Splatoon OC. I don't remember if I made a video. Yeah, I did make a video about it because a lot of people will say, "Oh, have you played this? Have you done this?" And I'm like, "No, I just like the character design." And people will be like, "Oh, you're just, a fake fan, or you're just doing it for the attention to get, notoriety from the game." And it's like, "No, I can genuinely like the game. Like I can like the design of things. Like for Nights into Dreams, I love the character designs. I have never played the game myself, but if you looked up Nights into Dreams game screenshots, I want you to look at that screenshot and tell me what about that looks like it's going to be fun. It looks like I will be overstimulated, confused, and rage. Like I'd rage quit because I'd get hit by one enemy and lose all of my points. I love the character designs, but I would not play the official game because it would irritate me too much. I know my limits, I know my boundaries. Now you might be confused, like, Toby, where are we going with this? Well, I have recently been looking at some of the character designs from the game Fortnite, and I haven't played Fortnite. I almost got into Fortnite because my friends asked me to play with them. They're like, "Hey, we think you'll enjoy it." They did like the what was it? It's like the Guitar Hero thing, and they're like, "You like Guitar Hero, you like Legos. They have these different modes. You don't have to do the shooter mode. You can play with us." And I looked into it, I downloaded it, and I was like, "Okay, how do I get my characters?" And I looked at the characters, and I'm like, getting a character, if you're gonna have something you purchase in a game, your like in-game currency that you pay for, that microtransaction, one transaction should be able to pay for one whole thing. And when I looked at the coins you get versus how much things cost, I'm like, I'd have to buy the battle pass, or I'd have to buy one of the more expensive options to even begin to select. I was only going to buy one character, and I'm like, one of these, I wouldn't even be able to purchase one character. I'd either get one character and I'd have a bunch of coins left over, or I have to do multiple of the smaller purchases, which I didn't want to get lost in the sauce of all those microtransactions. So I just decided I'm not going to play it. But I did see a video on my TikTok of the newest, I guess, characters they added. And there's this one character, I'll put an image up here. His name is Squibbly. And something about his design, I couldn't get it out of my head. I love his shape language, and I love his little eyes and how he moves. I love him, I love him so much. But I didn't want to do a bunch of like Fortnite fan art, if that makes sense. I'm not into the game itself. I know nothing about the story or anything. I just like this character design. So I decided to make an OC that would be of the same essence of Squibbly, but they are my own. So I took the basic points of Squibbly's design. They are an octopus. They got real big eyes and lanky limbs. And so I picked an octopus, and this is the based off of the Dumbo octopus, the one with the little ears and the little swirls. So I did that, and pretty much this is just like squibbly, but like if he had, because I know in the game you can do like multiple skins, or it'll be the same character but like different versions of that character. So this would be another version of squibbly. I haven't figured out a name for them yet, so I'm like, I want to just say, yeah, I had no idea for a name. I just wanted to make an OC that kind of looks like Squibbly. And here we are. So, thank you for listening to my introduction yapping. I will, as always, well, I've been trying to put a timestamp in the video to let people know, like, hey, you can jump to this part to get straight to the art process. So, I will be now doing the line art for this illustration. I think I'm going to keep it pretty simple. I'm going to just stick to my blue pens. So, I have this preppy fountain pen. It's a 02 point. Oh, let me not flip off the camera. It will focus. There you go. So this is my blue pen. And then I have this, I always forget how to say this, a Carpiche, blue pen that I just like using. It's real smooth. And honestly, that's all I can ask for from a pen, like write smoothly. Although, I think I might get one of my microns. Let's see, do I have a light blue micron? I do. I have a light blue micron that's like a 005, which will be very thin. And I also have a plastic nib. So, do I want to use these or do I want to use my microns? I kind of want to use my microns. You know what? I'll use my microns. So let me grab these. I don't know why I haven't flipped these around so I can see the actual color. Because you can see the color on the front, like this part of the cap. But the angle in which my drawer is at, I can't really tell the color because of the lighting. But if I flip them around, I would be able to tell. I, however, will say this now in the video. And then you guys will proceed to never see these things flipped around because I will not remember. Leave a comment down below to remind me to flip my pens around so that maybe I will remember to flip my pens around, because I know I will not on my own remember that. But let's get into the actual line art process and we'll see what I color from there. So there is a bright side and a dark side to recording my voiceovers after I finish the artwork, because as of the day I'm recording this, there's been so much stuff that came out Fortnite drama wise, like the company itself, and it kind of made me almost not want to finish this video. But then I remember the purpose of me doing this video is to take something and then I might be inspired by something, and that thing I was inspired by might have been, the company might be bad and, turned around and did a bunch of things, but I am not a part of that. I'm not wrong for being inspired by a character design from character design teams from a company that turned out to be bad. And there's like that all or nothing mindset that I kind of mentioned earlier. People assume that if you're going to do fan art for a game, you got to be into the game, or else you're just, clout chasing or doing it just to, keep up to date with trends. And it sucks a lot when you're trying to be creative or do things for fun online, because a lot of people have lost the plot. They don't understand that you can not know the whole story. You cannot be a full investigative journalist when you're just drawing things. Yes, there is a level of common knowledge that people should, keep in mind, or boundaries or standards that should be followed when you're drawing, like how you draw certain things. But those are getting more into like the taboos of what people might draw, or people might draw something by accident because they don't know like the character lore or what a character's relationship is to another character. So there is like gray areas where people can police what others draw and what people can't police what others draw sometimes. But instead of accepting that gray area, a lot of people are going to be, black and white. And it's like, it's not just black and white, it's more nuances to things in the art field. So I powered through, and I am going to finish enjoying this little character. I put my heart and soul into this little goober. Look at those big old eyes. How can I turn away and hide these big old eyes from the world? But I know I didn't talk about the sketch itself. I did this in between my classes. I overall kept the body the same. I just changed like the clothing because I know Squibbly's like a fisherman. So I made this character more of just like someone who's probably like a college student, just, taking notes, drinking coffee. They got their cute little backpack. They're just a vibe. Hello, hello. I am back. You guys probably got to experience none of the time skips, but it has been a day or two, perhaps, maybe more. You'll never know. But the line art has finished. Real awkward that so I might put this in the description, but I started these doodles before all this Fortnite stuff was like coming, because I knew about them changing the prices of things, and then literally I found out the day I am recording the coloring process about their budget cuts, quote unquote. They just don't want to pay people, and they keep hiring and paying for. Okay, you can't say you're going through budget cuts and then proceed to hire A-list actors. Like, if you're hiring an actor that their contracts are billions or millions of dollars, you can't say that you're running out of money because we can all see where you're throwing money at. Like, I know they have to pay for IPs and the copyrights to use certain like actors' faces in their games. They can save so much money if they keep making more of their silly little characters. Like, I'd care more about the silly little characters than I do, respectfully, The Rock. Because I'm like, save them for like movies and stuff. And then they also have all like, they rush to put everything in the game, and it's like, you don't need to put everything together. This doesn't have to be an everything burger. You can leave some stuff as a side dish. But I am not in charge of the company. I have no affiliation with that company. So if they want to basically sign off on their downfall, I am just an observer. I am just here to watch and do my silly little characters. So, we will get to the coloring process. No, I haven't figured out what name to give them. Still, I honestly haven't had much time for, I guess, free thinking. What I mean by free thinking is that I have a lot of like homework and actual work to do and assignments and filling out for scholarships and whatnot. So I don't have time to just let my mind wander and think creatively. I have tasks that I have to complete. So I haven't had time to free think, and part of that free thinking is coming up with names for characters. I haven't had a moment, not one, I tell you. But I have found a moment for me to color, and that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to send you guys back over to VoiceOver Toby, and we'll get into it. I probably won't color both sides. I think I'm just going to color this one right here. And then I might record my process for decorating the page. Because I know a lot of people, at least on my TikTok, they ask me in my live streams about how I do my collages or filling up a page. So I might leave that footage in. Who knows? I don't, because that's something that future Toby would know. Hello, it is future Toby, back again. Going into the coloring process, I knew I wanted to do just a whole page of everything that I like. So I went with a color palette that I love, which of course is going to include teal. It's my favorite color. Well, actually my favorite color is aquamarine, but it's real hard getting a good shade of aquamarine as a marker. So I just settle for like teals and blues because those are the closest I can get to it. I did try out a new coloring technique, mostly for like their skin, because they are like a sea creature. I wanted to give it a little bit of texture. So I did little dotting and little patches of color that are a little darker, and then I blended it out with the base color again, just so it can look like, you know how like fish scales or like octopus skin. I do have like, I have this like Prismacolor marker I've had since quite literally, I want to say my freshman year of college, and that was back in 2018. It is just now dying. I hold on to my markers for a very long time. I know a lot of people complain that sometimes their markers dry out, and I think it only happened maybe once or twice I bought a marker that came and it was dry, but most of my markers last for years. It's all about how you store them. Like, I store my markers flat on their barrel, like horizontally in a bucket. And because I can't remember if I read it somewhere that that's the best way to store your markers, so it doesn't, all the ink won't like seep into one side of your marker if you store it horizontally. So if you want your markers to last long, I recommend storing them horizontally. But I actually had a Copic marker that was the exact color as my Prismacolor marker because I knew it was dying, so I bought a Copic marker just to use when it dies. I definitely need to go through and like catalog all of my good markers and my markers that are running out, but I have a bucket full, and it's terrifying to think about having to go through all that work. I'm real lazy, you know, despite my, artistic habits and my thrive for creativity. I am lazy, and I will take a shortcut. But oh, what's this? I have finished the coloring process. So now, here's all of the things I do as finishing touches. The first thing I usually do is, some people might not notice it, but I will forget to do the line art on some parts of my drawing, so I do often have to go back and finish the line art. And another thing I like adding is color pencils. They are the easiest way to add texture and vibrancy back into an art piece, because I found sometimes when using alcohol markers, it kind of gets dull. Like, the colors blur together. They blend well on this paper, but they all look dull sometimes. So I just use a couple of color pencils to bring out some highlights and textures and different things. I went ham on the skin of this character because I really wanted it to feel like shiny and wet, like they just came out of the ocean, but their clothes are dry. So they probably got one of those like a water spritzer, they I imagine like all sea creatures, if they walk on land, they kind of got one of those things, like in a grocery store when you have like the vegetables get sprayed by the water. I imagine that, but for sea creatures that walk on land, they gotta just stay there and they get misted. I feel like there are things like that. People do that for like their lizards, right? I'm not crazy. I know it's a thing that actually exists. But after I do my color pencil process, I do come in with like, I have a Jelly Roll pen, and I also use an acrylic paint marker, mostly because despite buying, the best jelly rolls that everyone suggests to buy, sometimes they just really are not opaque, or they don't want to come out of the like point of the pen. So I will put a little bit of white paint down first, or color pencil, and I will just like scribble on top of it. That, helps it come out of the pen. Don't know why, but it works. And if it works, I'm gonna keep doing it. All in all, I think highlight wise, I just go ham, I'm one of those artists that puts highlights on everything. Can you blame me? It looks pretty. But I usually don't record much of my scrapbooking or collage process, because a lot of it, as you will see, is me holding an item up to the page, deciding whether or not I like it, and then second guessing myself. Like, I will hold up 50 different items to a page, take it off, put it down, pick it up, put it down again, move it around, and I don't think it's a fun watch for people. I don't know. I like doing it. This is not me complaining. I don't want you guys to think I'm complaining about the process. I don't hate the process. I just don't think it's a fun process for people to watch, I guess. Because I'm so indecisive in this process of going back and forth between things and deciding whether or not I'm going to use this washi tape or these colors or I'm going to put these colors down. I feel like it's fun and like aesthetically pleasing if you can look at someone who knows exactly what they're planning out to do. And I unfortunately am a little bit of a chaotic artist, so I do not plan out a lot of what I do. But here, as you can see, I'm just using my X-Acto knife to cut out the parts that overlap with my drawing, just so it pops up and stands out more. I did speed up all of this because it is a long process, but I'm telling you right now, this clip, after I finish cutting out their shoes, it's about to speed up twice as much. We're going Sega fast. I'm talking Sonic gotta go fast. Because this is the sticker process. And the way I pick stickers is so back and forth and funny to me, because you will see I will size up a page, size up the sticker, and like hold it up and down and up and down and up and down until I think the position of the sticker is good. Personally, I love a sticker sheet that has a clear backing because it makes it so much easier for me to size up the stickers the way I like. Because sometimes you think you're gonna peel a sticker that fits perfectly in a spot, and then it has a border, or it's a little bit smaller than anticipated. So having a clear backing on some stickers really helps, especially if it's like an oddly shaped sticker, and I don't know if it's going to fit in this little area, this little gap that I have. So I gotta like hold it up to make sure that everything fits nicely. But that is my chaotic little art collage process. And we're done. I'm going to try and precariously balance my book because I realize if I don't hold it at a certain angle, all of the sparkly stickers will just reflect in the camera. But I really like how this came out. I like all of like the texture I was able to add to their skin and the sweater. Overall, it's just kind of like, sorry, I know it sounds like I'm not like super enthusiastic, but this isn't like my magnus opus. I'm just happy with how my work came out. And sometimes happiness is very calm and collected, and there's nothing wrong with that. I do like all of the little like video game kind of stickers. I have like this one that has like diamonds, like it costs money playing Fortnite and stuff. But I have like my starts over here, this arrow symbol. Overall, I kept it in a very cohesive, I want to say, color palette. I did have like these Dumbo octopus stickers that I put here along with just a regular octopus. So it all looks very familiar. Like you'll get the gist of it if you know, you know. But that is all for today's video. I want to thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more content, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!